Hello everyone and welcome to another review. Today we're going to go ahead and touch upon a fragrance that was released in the year of 2017. The fragrance is a newer fragrance from the house of Armani. We're talking about Armani Code Colonia. Now, the presentation is as such. If you see the box, it just is a black tall box that says Armani Code Colonia on the front of it. And the bottle is a colorway. It's sort of slightly bluish, blackish colorway that you can see here. It says Armani Code Colonia. It looks very similar to the other Armani Code bottles. The main difference obviously is the colorway. The sprayer is pretty good. And it's available in the standard Armani sizes, which are kind of slightly off. 50 milliliter, 75 milliliter, and going upward of that, I think like 4.2 is another one. And this one is actually the 4.2. So, take with it what you will. Now, if you want to go ahead and purchase this one, it is available at Notino. Link is down below where you can go ahead and purchase this fragrance, and you can get a great price on it. So take a look down below, and I'll remind you guys again at the end of the video if you are interested in purchasing this. Now, on to the actual notes and the makeup of the actual fragrance. So notes of the fragrance are on screen. The biggest takeaway for me here is when I heard about Armani Code Colonia, the one thing that I thought would happen was it would be a lighter version of Armani Code. And true to form, it is a lighter version of Armani Code Colonia. So it retains that tonka bean goodness. It's like that sweet tonka bean smell. It's got a little bit of florals in it. It's got a little bit of citrus in it, but that tonka bean is first, and foremost at the front. Now, it doesn't say that it has vanilla in it, but I do still kind of get a vanilla-y-ish vibe. It's not a huge vibe, but I suspect that it's actually coming from the tonka bean. So when you spray it on, what you're getting is a slightly citrusy, but mostly tonka beany, sweet type of a smell. Now, Colonia, the one thing that this does as compared to some of the other Armani codes is that with the Colonia kind of designation, it doesn't have that huge projection that Armani Code does. Now, what that translates out to is that means that it is a powerful scent, but it's a scent that doesn't stray too far from you. It's more of a personal scent on that matter. So it's like they took a little bit of projection power off of it, and it becomes a little bit more close to the skin. It also smells a little bit more airy than the other Armani codes do. The Armani code as a line tend to run heavy. They tend to be heavy scents that you can, spray on. They're great clubbing scents. They're great scents that are good for those occasions, but I wouldn't necessarily dub them good fragrances for work or necessarily everyday fragrances. And that's why, up until now, I haven't had any Armani codes within my collection. This one, again, goes a little bit of a different direction. Because it takes some of that power off of it, and it becomes a much more wearable scent. It's a scent that you can definitely, if you, one or two sprays, and you can definitely wear this one to work. You're not going to be choking out people or, giving that huge kind of projection type of a scent. But at the same time, what that means is I don't think this is the best Armani code that you can go ahead and wear for the club. So it's a trade-off. It becomes more wearable, but at the same time, what Armani is typically used for, I wouldn't necessarily use Armani Code Colonia for it. But I would definitely say check this one out if the Armani Codes line was something that you liked, but you thought was too powerful. If that's the case, check out Armani Code Colonia, and this might be the scent that you're looking for. I think this is a good fragrance to wear almost any season round because they took off some of that power. I think you can wear this, spring, fall, winter, summer. Doesn't matter, you can actually wear it. Be careful though in the summer, because if you do overspray this, or if you do spray a little bit more on the heavy side, then it'll definitely be something that's maybe a little bit too cloying for people that are around you. Now, along those same lines, I generally go between 2 and 3 sprays. Even though it is lighter, it still does kind of have a heavy makeup. So what I mean by that is, even though you spray it, it's not going to be, killing everyone around. It still kind of has a scent that's a little bit on the heavy side, similar with the other similar with the other Armani Code fragrances. So keep that in mind as you're wearing it. This is a good compliment getting fragrance. It is still along the lines of the Armani series. Great compliments with this fragrance. It is a fragrance that any age group can go ahead and pull off. Doesn't matter if you're young, doesn't matter if you're old. You can wear this one successfully. The performance, as I touched upon, it's you spray it on and about a foot away, they're going to smell you. It doesn't have the same necessary, projection as the other Armani Code fragrances, but it does last a good amount of time on your skin. So it's going to last between 8 and 13 hours on your skin. So keep an eye out for that. So if I'm going to go ahead and give this fragrance a rating, I'm going to give this fragrance a rating 4 out of 5 stars. At the end of the day, I think it is a solid fragrance that you can go ahead and wear in almost any scenario. It trades off being so heavy with being a scent that you can go ahead and throw on in almost any scenario. Scenarios where you might not necessarily wear Armani Code, work, a little bit more formal occasions where you don't necessarily want to scream. At the end of the day, it is a scent that more mirrors what I'm looking for in a scent, and that's something that is not necessarily screaming. That's more of a personal scent. That's a scent that you can wear throughout. So if you're though a fan of the Armani line and you specifically like that huge power, this may not be something that you necessarily reach for. And on top of that, if you already have a bunch of the Armani fragrances, this one might be a little redundant just because it smells so similar to almost all of the fragrances within the Armani line. And really, if you have all the fragrances, the only reason that you're getting this is because you think that the Armani fragrances may be a little bit too heavy. And if you have so many of those fragrances, well, that might not necessarily suit your use case. All right, so that's pretty much it. Let me know what your thoughts are on Armani Code Colonia. Again, if you're interested in purchasing this set, look down below and there is a link to the site of Notino where you can go ahead and buy it. All right, thank you guys, take care of yourselves, and you guys have a great day.